Back to the deep dive. Today, we are looking at something pretty unique. It's a stack of sources detailing a specialized AI system called Echelon.
Right. And this thing wasn't built for, general use. It was designed for one specific high-stakes environment.
High-ticket sales in the power sports industry. So we're talking premium Harleys, specialized ATVs, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
So our sources, they all confirm that Echelon is this really robust technical system, but it's combined with a very unique human-curated knowledge base.
Mm-hmm.
And our mission today is to give you, the learner, a shortcut to understanding not just what it does, but why it works. And more importantly, why our sources suggest this thing is almost impossible for the big box competitors to copy.
And that's the whole game right there, because we are not looking at a standard chatbot. Not even close. This is a high-sophistication retrieval-augmented generation system, a ERIC system.
Okay, so a RAG system, that's the architecture that grounds the AI in, like external verified facts, right?
Right. Precisely. So it's not just making things up. Echelon takes that whole concept and basically runs an entire dealership with it. And the core idea we're digging into today is this. The actual code, the AI itself, that's a commodity.
Anyone can get that.
Anyone can get that. The true advantage, the part you can't copy, is the design of the workflow, the thinking behind it.
Okay, let's unpack that and let's start where it really matters, the sales floor. So picture this scenario. A salesperson is with a real enthusiast, a serious buyer, and they ask about something specific, a vintage model, maybe a 1994 ultra classic motorcycle.
Right, a classic.
The rep uses the Echelon system.
Yeah.
And sure, it instantly pulls up inventory, pictures, sales history. That's pretty standard stuff.
But this is where it gets interesting. It's the immediate access to the deep technical knowledge, the context, that sells a high-end buyer.
So what does it pull up?
It knows instantly that the 94 model was powered by the 3340cc. That's the 80 cubic inch Evolution V-twin engine. And it had a 5-speed transmission. That little detail tells the salesperson everything about the kind of buyer they're talking to.
Why is that one detail so important, though?
Because that specific year, 1994, that represents the late era Evo engine. It's kind of the last of the really reliable, easy to maintain mechanical engine.
Oh, right before things got super computerized.
Exactly, right before the switch to the complex twin-cam 88 in 99. So it appeals to a purist, a buyer who will absolutely pay a premium for that specific mechanical feel. A generic AI would never, ever grasp that nuance.
Yeah, the source material had a great analogy for that. It said the 94 Ultra Classic is like a late model classic muscle car. Just before they all switched to modern fuel injection.
It's the raw mechanical feel.
It's the difference between just giving a price quote and telling a story. And the story is what closes the deal.
And if that's the revenue side, then the valuation process is all about protecting your margin. Echelon is built to stop profit leakage. A huge feature is how it handles trade-ins.
Okay.
A salesperson just uploads a photo of any motorcycle, and the system instantly identifies the year, make, model, all the detailed specs.
And then it just spits out a number.
Better. It becomes an ultimate data aggregator. It pulls market data from multiple really authoritative sources at the same time.
So it's building a defensible case for the value.
Absolutely. It's pulling from Kelley Blue Book for the trade-in range. It's getting the true market value from Edmunds. And crucially, it's using J.D. Power's PI data.
Which is compiled from, what, over 16,000 dealerships?
That's the one. So you have this triple layer validation and basically makes it impossible to overpay for a trade.
Okay, that's impressive. But what's the really tactical part?
The recall integration. This is the real killer app. Echelon instantly scans for open recalls using data straight from the NHTSA.
Wait, so if it finds a recall,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't that just complicate everything, make the sale harder?
No, it creates instant verifiable leverage. It's brilliant. If a serious recall is found, the system can, 1, auto-email the service department to get ready for the fix.
Okay, that's just good operations.
But 2, and this is the key, it provides real-time coaching scripts to the salesperson. They can tactfully and correctly devalue the trade-in because the vehicle is, well, factually unsafe or legally can't be sold until that recall is fixed.
So you're not just getting a price, you're getting a pre-written negotiation script that's built around a real safety issue.
Precisely. And on top of that, it pulls auction data. It shows the sales manager what the last 5 identical models actually sold for at auction, updated daily. So you have this mountain of verifiable data to justify your offer. That's supremacy built on integrity.
Which brings us to the big question. We know the big box guys have massive budgets. They use Python. They have armies of developers.
Yeah.
So how is this smaller custom system winning?
Well, this is where it gets really interesting.
The uncopyable moat.
It all comes back to that one core insight. The code is a commodity. The workflow is the IP.
The intellectual property.
Right. Anyone can rent access to OpenAI's or Google's models. The real competitive advantage is in the logic, the specific step-by-step thinking of the internal process. It's what they call the context window strategy.
Okay, so let's compare that. A generic system sees lead stopped replying. What does it do?
It sends a lame, generic, just checking in email. It's just noise. It accomplishes nothing.
But Echelon.
Echelon sees lead stopped replying after the price discussion. That context, that little bit of information, changes everything.
And it triggers a different response.
A completely different, highly tactical response. It queries its internal EQ database. It selects a proven strategy, like something called the accusation audit technique, and then it writes a very specific tactical email.
Yeah, an example of that would be,
Something like the line, "Have you given up on this project?"
hold on, that sounds aggressive, like you're using FBI hostage negotiation tactics on someone trying to buy a motorcycle. Doesn't that risk eroding trust?
And that is a fantastic question. It's why the human curation is so important. That's what protects the trust.
So it's not just pulling from the whole internet.
Absolutely not. The developer is clear on this. The system is only trained on gold. A curated proprietary library of 52 books. High-level sales, emotional intelligence, negotiation psychology, really specific stuff.
So it avoids the classic garbage in, garbage out problem.
Completely. And that FBI technique, when it's deployed in the right context, it isn't manipulative. It's designed to break through passive resistance. It forces a clear yes or no, which lets the salesperson figure out the real objection and save the deal.
So the curated input is what creates the tactical brilliance. And I'm guessing it also allows it to be more agile.
Massively more agile. Competitors can take 4, even 6 months to update their huge models when the market shifts, like a sudden interest rate hike.
Which changes everything overnight.
Right. But Echelon, because its logic is all centralized, can update its core system prompt, its main instructions in about 5 minutes. It adapts instantly.
And how do they manage that? You don't have a coder on standby 247.
They built a proprietary feature for it called the Prompt Lab. This is the truly defensible part. It's a simple interface for non-coders. A manager can go in and literally adjust the AI's instructions without touching a single line of Python.
So if the AI emails are coming across as too aggressive,
The manager can just go in, tweak a slider from assertive to empathetic, or even just edit the master text file. That one change then updates the entire fleet of AIs working across the dealership.
that level of control and speed for a non-technical user, that's the moat.
That's the moat. The manager is editing the AI's personality in real time.
Okay, so let's shift gears a bit. Let's look at the 3 specific areas. The high-leverage business pillars, where this whole architecture creates exponential value for the business itself.
Right. So pillar 1 is what we've been talking about, the sniper evaluation engine.
From a management perspective, what's the problem it solves?
It solves the nightmare of sales reps just guessing on trade-in values or missing key market data. That's what destroys your gross profit.
And it queries all those sources we mentioned, Black Book, MPA for wholesale data, and HTSA for recalls.
And critically, the dealership's own daily sales velocity, all at once, in real time.
And the output is that defensible offer script. It's not just a number, it's the reason why it's that number. I can offer $12,500 because the market is saturated and there's an open ABS recall.
It weaponizes data to protect margin. Then you have pillar 2, the EQ compliance and coaching audit.
This sounds like automated management.
It is. It solves the problem of bad habits going unnoticed until a deal is lost or managers having to shadow every single call.
So how does that work?
It uses an integration with a transcription service like fireflies.ai. It ingests the raw text from a customer call and then compares it against that proprietary EQ and psychology library.
So it's analyzing the quality of the conversation, not just looking for keywords.
Exactly. And the source is specific here. This needs serious compute power. It's leveraging Gemini's highest performing model, the really expensive enterprise version, to pick up on inferred tone, intent, and conversational nuance.
And what comes out the other end?
An automated game tape review. It gets sent straight to the manager, and it flags specific missed opportunities. Stuff like, agent missed a value pivot opportunity at the 4-minute, 32-second mark. Here's a suggested script for the follow-up.
It's scalable training. What's so striking about those first 2 pillars is they map perfectly to the 2 biggest headaches for any manager: profit leakage, and people management.
Precisely. Which brings us to pillar 3, which tackles the final headache: operational hygiene. The zero latency, speed to lead.
Ah, the classic problem. A hot lead comes in and sits in the CRM for hours while the competition is already on the phone with them.
This system kills that problem. The second a lead hits the CRM, it triggers an immediate analysis. It doesn't send a template. It drafts a complete hyper-personalized email.
Referencing the specific bike they asked about?
The specific bike, competitor specs, relevant financing options, it's all contextualized and drafted before a human even opens their computer. The output is a ready-to-send draft sitting in their dashboard.
So the human agent just has to review and click send.
Yep. It dramatically increases contact rates because that first touch point is not only instant, it's actually meaningful.
So for our listeners who really appreciate the technical side, let's look under the hood for a minute. The elegance of this whole thing is how it orchestrates pretty standard components. It uses Make for the automation and Notion as the central database.
Yeah, think of Make as the digital glue. It's the super reliable tool connecting everything and automating the flow. And Notion is the central brain. That's where all the gold lives, the EQ scripts, the engine specs, all of it.
And the flow itself. It starts with a trigger in Notion. Someone clicks an Analyze button.
Right. And immediately a guardrail kicks in. It sets the status to running, so you don't accidentally run the same analysis twice.
Then comes the router. You said this is the real intelligence layer?
Yes, because it's not just running a dumb script. It's actively deciding the best path forward. It splits the process into branches based on what the user wants. A simple analysis, research without web data, or the full, complex research with web retrieval.
And that third route with the web retrieval, that's the real engine here.
That's the engine. Step 1, it uses a search module to go out and grab 3 to 5 external sources, title, URL, a little snippet. Then step 2, the OpenAI or Gemini module synthesizes all of it. It creates a comprehensive summary that's backed by verifiable sources.
And the final output, the script or the coaching tip, gets written right back into the Notion database and the status flips to done.
And that complete automated feedback loop. That's what makes it a true operating system, not just another tool.
So let's zoom out. What does this all mean? The developer makes this huge claim. He believes this architecture unintentionally makes the sales manager position obsolete for dealerships.
It's a bold claim.
If a system can automate the core functions of coaching, auditing, and deal-making strategy, we are looking at a fundamental shift in how these businesses are structured, aren't we?
I think our final synthesis of the sources points to that, yeah. In these high-stakes specialized fields, the differentiator isn't the base AI model anymore. It doesn't matter if it's GPT or Gemini or something else.
It's the curation.
It's the rigorous custom knowledge curation and the intelligent workflow design. It's the thinking. And that focused thinking makes the generic off-the-shelf AIs basically useless in these markets.
Absolutely. And it makes you think about the potential for your own life. I mean, imagine taking this exact architecture, the Make automation, the Notion database, that whole RAG sequence, and uploading only what you know to be true and trusted. Your family recipes, your personal financial philosophy, your health records, all grounded in sources you've personally verified. You could build the smartest, most sophisticated AI advisor for your friends and family based only on what you establish as gold.
A personalized source of truth.
So the question for you to think about is, what field of knowledge would you feed it? Something to mull over until our next deep dive.